It is not easy to find out my history about being Jewish, because when they come to Sweden, the Jewish ancestors in the late 1700, they hide so much. I know that I am from Aaron Isaac, his brother, that I know, but when it's coming to 1800, then they change so very much, and I was sending the work to do for the archive where they have the church books, and I told them that I want to know if they were Jewish, those fathers to my grandmother, and they in the books they don't really understand that to look for Jewish in that way, that it have changed. Their last name have changed. So if they, when they come here to Sweden to live here and they give birth, and then they, if they change their son's or daughter's name to be Swedish names, first names, then in the second generation, when they give birth, then the first name of their son was Anders, then in the next generation, in that time in Sweden, they got the name, last name, the surname become Andersson. When the father had his name Anders, the son become Andersson. And if the father's name was Isaac, then their son and daughter got the short name Isaacson. So it's very hard to see if they were Jewish because the name was changed. And what they do in the archive for the church books, they look at my mother's name, and then they go to next generation, her father, and then next generation, and then they stop. They don't want to go farther because they have 1 hour to look at in the archive after the name, so they never come more than to the third generation in those church books. And they wrote me now that my father and my mother was Swedish and not from Jewish. So in that way, I can't prove that I am Jewish in Israel, because they don't understand the link there in 1800, that where they are coming from, because they look far down in the line my birth, and in the Mormon church is it 5 generation, and if they check out 5 generation there, it can start to be shown that is Jewish there. But if they started started to look really into my mother and my grandmother's line, then they don't see it because in the church books there is only one father named, and he was married to my great grandmother, but it's only once I have seen it, and I have to look for it again and then send it to the archive and show them that she was married to this man and become my grandmother's father, and but they have not seen it. So I was hoping that they should see the connection with me and my Jewish DNA. So, and in Israel they don't want to look at the DNA and understand that I am from Jewish line. So I need to prove that I am Jewish in those church books, and I can't. So that I know I'm Jewish. I know that because of the DNA, but not what they see in the church books, because there is adopted fathers, is their name is together with a child there, and those names there is not the father, but DNA tell me the truth, but they don't want to see it in Israel. So in that way I can't stay in Israel, because I'm returning to Israel. My hope is that a man is coming and marry me. That is nice, man that marry me, that I can stay in Israel in that way. But I don't know what God want me to do and what will happen, because I don't know the future more than when God or angel or heaven is telling me it. If they don't tell me, then I don't know anything. I can only assume, guess what will happen, but that is very seldom it's the truth. It's not what I'm thinking it should be. My human thinking is not right. I can only rely on heaven, what they tell me. And it's I think it's very special that when heaven come and talk to me, and they talk about, it's only the little waves now that have coming, and that have been COVID-19. And they say there will be some tsunami wave. It's much, much bigger. And we have to think of what is it with a tsunami. And the tsunami, it's cause of a explosion under the water. It's what it is, and when those bricks that is in the ground of rocks coming together and they make a wave, it's always somewhere have it been an explosion that cause a tsunami to build up. So that is the way we should think about it. It's somewhere started, but the tsunami is not there. It's going more away from that explosion when the tsunami builds up. And so it's first the explosion, and then the tsunami builds up. So COVID-19 have started to slow down in many parts of the world, and I'm happy for because when I'm going to Israel from this Monday, October 9, 2022, they are not going to look at, I don't need to have a health report with me. It's like it was before COVID-19 that I only travel to Israel and go walk in there. And I saw that today that the money I can bring with me to Israel is 50,000 shekel, and I don't have that kind of money with me. When I'm going just before I leaving in the morning for take the taxi to the airport, I'm going to pay my rent for this home, and then I don't need to pay rent when I am in Israel. So I have that money to have in buy things and buy food in Israel with my bank card, and it's only a little bill money that I have to pay for what I get in my retirement now. It's age retirement, not mental retirement like that. It's my age, because that's my 70th birthday in Jerusalem. And that will be nice to have my birthday in Jerusalem. That is in some way it show me that it's different from before, because when I had my 50th birthday, I didn't have money. I was in a hotel, but I didn't have money to buy me a birthday cake. I had nothing, no money to do anything. And when I'm here in Sweden, before we have this COVID-19, I always walk out on a nice restaurant and eat dinner and bought me a birthday gift. So I did those nice things, and I can do it even better in Jerusalem now. Better birthday, and that's how it is. That I have my life have been the best now, because I have been in so much abuse in my life. My parents abused me, my brother abused me, my adopted sister abused me. Those men I met after I started to go out and try to find a man for me, and it was only abusive men. And I understand everything. I'm not angry about it, because it was learning to how to deal with the devil. for these last days to could handle it. And I know when it's have since I started to say that on Facebook that I'm on my way to Israel, then I have had 3 men wanted to meet me in Israel, and those 3 men have been from the devil, but they have going away now from me because they knew that I know how they talking. It's not to look at how they look like. They look very beautiful, those 3 men, but it's how they talking. I have learned that, so I don't go for. I don't look at the outside of a man. Must see what's he's saying and act or in his way to do things, and what answer he give me also, to see if it's from the devil or is it a man that is for me to marry. So it's working out nicely. But of course I am disappointed that not the man have started coming yet, that I can meet in Jerusalem. And but I hope it's my loneliness will end when I am in Jerusalem, that he is coming through in some way. But I'm not about a man that is visible for people. I need that for to create money to work with God, about to make money so I can live in Israel. But I need to have protection when I do that, so I don't be killed or raped or whatever they think in their sick mind. I need to have protection visible so they don't do these things. I had before invisible protection, but then people could do very much bad things on me. They couldn't kill me, but they did all kind of evil things on me. So that I want and hope it have ended now. That I need the protection that people can see. They don't see the protection I get from heaven. So now, I never thought it should take so long time before I come to this time, end of time, for my life and maybe for this planet also. So I thought I should be protected of a visible man earlier in life, when I was a beautiful woman. But I heard from heaven that I should be old and not be wanted for my outlook. That man that coming through, in what way that I don't know. But he will not see me on the outlook. He will love me for what's inside me. That's what it is. I had some things to say, but but I don't remember. It's going away. Those spirit things. It's not staying much of it doesn't stay in my brain. It's some of it. It's what God wants me to remember, and those other I should not care to remember. So I have to let it be like that. I still have not got the taxi to drive me from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. It's very strange that there is no real taxi could take my mobile scooter with it. It's very strange. I have this man to call me. I should call a man that have a taxi that can take my mobile scooter, and I wanted to talk to him over internet, but it is to call him a telephone number to him and talk about to come and get me from the airport to Jerusalem, and I don't know how to do it because it is very expensive if I call in an ordinary telephone to him. So I try to find a company that have this kind of big taxi that is that have a website to fill in what I need to have for a taxi. I try to find those websites that is more reliable than to call someone and say, can you come and get me in the telephone, and then tell him all my telephone number, my address, and these things in Sweden. And I have hard to do those things. I need to have a website so I can fill in, and I don't know how to do it. And I don't get any help. So I hope the help will come through from heaven to tell me how to do it in Israel. But I have to wait until those holy days for Jewish people. They celebrate now this with their fruit hanging in the ceiling, and people are off work. So I have to wait until next week now and to find out a taxi that have this. Must be taxi that have big taxis that can take a mobile scooter with them. It must be somewhere. Israel is so modern, so it must be somewhere. It's only for me to dig down on the internet to see if I can find someone that I can fill in everything, information on their website. It doesn't work to call in a telephone. I have got some money. I got today money that pay one night in the hotel and a little about to eat food or travel with. So a little money. It have been almost every day now that it have coming in those money, not big money, but I'm thankful that it's coming in for one night in the hotel to pay each day that is coming in, and it's whatever you can do to help me to get those money to stay in a hotel for 2 months, and maybe have money. I have not counted it, but I think I have for 1.5 months, so it's 2 months left. But then it's coming this extra money bills around me, and it was one bill I paid for to rent my mobile scooter. It was a yearly bill. I pay once a year for it, and it come now. But in that way also that I know that the scooter is mine 1 more year, and they don't ask for what I'm doing, and they don't check it either. So that the scooter can I have in Israel. So everything start to work well, and as long as it drop in some money from support from you that listen, and from God, because those first money I got was much money, and it says Nazareth, but it didn't say any person. So I say it's from God, because I don't know, it's only drop in, and that big money helped me a lot to could understand that this is what God wants me to do. As the money come in, so much money suddenly, so I could pay extra rent, and I could pay for the airplane to Israel, and some small things that needs to be buy for to could travel. And so I saw it. It was God's will that I should come to Israel. And in the first place is it to could reach the hotel in Jerusalem. That's my first goal. And then when I am in the hotel, I'm going to talk to God about what He wants me to do in Jerusalem. What is the meaning of coming to Jerusalem and staying 2 months? And I'm going to ask Him. And that's what happened the first time I come to Israel. And I have told you this, but many of you have not listened at that episode. And I talk about the first time I was in Israel. And when I standing in the window at the hotel, and I thank God to come to Israel. And then when I went to bed, there was a number hanging in the air with a red number, was it? and I have just talking to a pastor on the airplane about that I had read the letters in my Bible where Jesus was talking. So I knew that what I should do when I saw those numbers hanging in the air, and it didn't come from outside because it was hidden behind a furniture that stopped the light to come into the room. And so I knew it was something special with those numbers. And then when I look in my Bible, then I saw that Jesus was saying about this woman that had bleeding for 12 years. And he said to her that because of your faith you will be healed. So I get a spirit here touch me because I understand that healing, what he was saying there, it's a healing also this time when I come to Israel. I understand that. He said that, and the bleeding was for 12 years. And I was there 2011, and I have started to get my psoriasis in just when I come to United States in 2000, in December 18, 2000. Then I started to get my psoriasis and bleeding all over my body. And not first, it was only in my head first, but then it's come. So I was bleeding, and it says that I should be healed because of my faith. So I take that. I hope that it's be a very special time where I get the healing of my whole body. That those sickness I got when I started to walk as homeless in United States in December 2000. Then I started to be sick, so it almost can kill me. I don't have a cancer yet, but I can get the cancer in my pancreas. And pancreas have done my psoriasis, and pancreas have done my diabetes, and of course the dry out pancreas. And that's what I believe in. I have the faith that this time when I coming back to Israel, I will be healed. Maybe not healing is supernatural, but be healed because of the doctor that tell me that I'm going to get a new pancreas. So in some form, as I know that maybe sometimes is it not literally, it is supernatural. It's from God. The healing will be, and not from a man's hand. But it can be both of it. So I don't know. But I have faith that I am going to be healed of my bad pancreas. it will not kill me. I am not going to have cancer in it. In some way I'm going to end this sickness, because my sickness started when I started to walk under God. And God is not evil. God is a good Father, because I have had problems with the sickness, but it have not killed me. And I think I don't know, but my faith is that I'm going to be healed in my body. And this year, just so I started 2023 to be healed in my body. That's what I think it will happen. And now when people have started to support me, that is telling to God that there is some people here on this planet that want heaven to come down, to not want to have this planet be dark and voided and dead, that God's Spirit will pass by this planet and then he chooses another planet to see if there is life on that planet, because this planet can be dead, but it have started to give a hope that we are going to live on this planet and heaven will come down. And you know, I have told you that heaven is here. They are here, heaven. And I was thinking and talking to them, is it only in my home heaven will be? But that was their way to wait for someone to act what you hear from this podcast and what you hear from me, what I hear from heaven. And that you understand that you save this planet when you help me to could travel to Jerusalem and be in Jerusalem in 2 months, being there in Jerusalem, staying at a nice hotel that take care of me. And I will not be out when it be dark outside. It's only in the daytime I will be, so it's nice to have a nice hotel where I can be in the evenings. So this is what I wanted to tell you about. I will see if there is a spirit touch me, and I'm wondering if this spirit want to say something. It's a woman here, and she is not a young woman, but she is not very old either. She is between 40 and 50 years old, as it seems. And she is telling me that her daughter have given me money. She's saying that to me. And she say, no, Monica. She say that name. But it maybe can be something like that. But I hear like Monica. and she bowing down her to me, this woman. She either is she white hair or blonde hair, and she bowing down to me and said, "This is my daughter." She say she's very happy and thankful that her daughter do these things, because when you do that by sending me money, you also make and confirm that she lives in heaven and will be with you here on this planet. When people understand how important it is to help me to come to Jerusalem, that is not only to confirm me as messenger from God, from heaven, it's also confirm that your loved ones want to be together with you on this planet, coming down on this planet, that you don't need to come up to them, they coming down to you, and you will live forever on this planet that will be like heaven. I'm waiting a little more on more people to act on this. It's the money I have got in for to be in Israel, be in Jerusalem. It's a start of the hope for this planet. It have not I have not got all the money for to could stay there in Jerusalem yet, but it's a start of the hope for this planet to be that heaven will come down here on this planet, and we will live forever here on this planet together, be like a family, every one of us. That's she take her hand and slide over my chin, my hair and chin, like she want to say that she is pleased with me, what I'm doing. So that's very nice. It's not my mother, but she knows what I am doing, and that's what she is taking her hand and slide on my hair and the chin, like a mother, but she is not my mother. But of course, everyone is a whole family. So that's my mother also. We have mother and fathers and sister and brothers in heaven, and it can be in any age. But I have talked about it, that they ask in heaven, when they're coming in heaven, what age they want to be, where they were most happy. And I am most happy now. I have not been happy when I was young. So if I should come into heaven, die from this planet and come to heaven, I want to be in that age that I am in. But of course not with all the pain and the sickness I have. but I want to be in this age because I love this age. I am not abused now in this age, so that's good. So thank you for listening, and God will talk to you about this to understand, to support me to come, because it's so important for the whole planet that to make me come to Jerusalem and live there for 2 months. And then I don't know. I only know that. So thank you, and God bless you.